I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports. Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Welcome back to Sideline Live, baby. We're going to give you the game recap today for the Cowboys game. I'm your host, Raider Will, and I am here with my boy, Douglas Sheffield, a.k.a. Raider Homer. How are you today, my brother?
Ho, ho, ho. Oh, man, that's too early. I'm doing great, bro. Glad to have you on the show tonight, man. Glad we're going live, man. Sometimes we got to make some adjustments. So thank you, Raider Nation, for being positive and patient. Follow me at Homer Raider on X and Raider Homer on Facebook and IG. Don't forget to follow us on Section 105 Media Network on Facebook. Man, bro, that was a tough loss, man. But a lot of what we've been talking about is coming through, man. So I'm excited that Minshew was announced the quarterback, man. You may not be. I don't know. I just kidding. No, you are, bro. I know you are. We're all about the Raiders. But hey, man, we were in the debate, so let's look at it. Right? It wasn't a flashy outing from either quarterback, but there was some good things. So I'm looking forward to taking a look at this with you, brother.
No, absolutely, my brother. And you know what? You're absolutely correct. This game was not very good for either one of them. I don't really feel like one of them really declared themselves the starter. I mean, you see AOC comes out, he goes 1 for 1. Horrible pick six, by the way. I'm like, they telegraphed it. And then, Gardner came in here, he does his thing, and of course we always knew that he has the mobility. But like you said, Doug, AP comes out, he announces it, and we're behind Uncle Rico 150%, baby.
Rico!
Suave. Hey, he's a smooth operator, man. So, guys, let's just get into the tape, baby. Let's start breaking it down.
All right, here we go. Play number 1.
All right, man, here we got Gardner Minshew dropping back. He rolls out to his right. He gets pressured. Because he gets pressured, he throws the ball into a tight spot, man. A tight double-team window there. And I'd be like, I get it. He rolls out to his right. This is something that he's been known for, that we keep saying, hey, he rolls out to his right quite a bit. And you know what? Here he forces it, but we kind of knew he would do these kind of things, Doug. I know he's a playmaker, man. He's always trying to make a play out of nothing. I think this is just a play where he should just throw it away and go to the next play. What do you think, Doug?
Well, bro, I think if you look at it, man, he was being spied, right? This guy right here was spying him. Rushed him as soon as he came out of the pocket, dude, but there's no receiver over here.
Oh, there's a receiver, but he's being double teamed if you get to the end of it.
I know. Oh, he's on the backside. Yeah, well, look, it's not a good throw, for one. Let's just start there, man. He did force it, but, I mean, he's moving around the pocket, so at least he forced it and threw it out of bounds, right? That's what I'm saying. We talked about experience with him, man. He has to move around, right? The play's busted. Nobody's open, bro. That's what you have to look at, too. Look, the other guy at the top of the screen, he's double covered. DJ Turner's at the top also. He's coming through, but he's late on it. And the guy's right there in his face, man. There's nothing he can do, except just throw it away. And that's really just a throwaway, man. I thought that, it's ugly. You're in the red zone. You have to be able to score. But, I mean, I don't know that he necessarily tried to force it. I think that, it was an all or nothing, ball for our guy. And then nothing for the defense. So I don't think it was a terrible play. I think plays like this are what, help him with the experience. Keep the pocket alive, extend the play. When there's nothing there, get rid of it.
I can see that. All right, let's get into the next play, Doug. Let's start breaking this bad boy down, man. I love it.
All right, here we go. We're starting out with we're starting out with just some incompletions. We kind of had to throw this show together, so we just went down the list. We're starting out with incompletions. We've been talking pretty positively about Minshew, so I want to kind of bring up the ugly plays, right? I don't want people to think that we're just, gaslighting
all the pretty
people.
Plays.
Yeah,
no, I got you. And I mean, like, hey, guys, it's exactly what Doug said. Hey, guys, we have to look at the bad, the good, the pretty, and the ugly. And I love that we're grouping these things together because then we can look at them and analyze them together. Hey, if this is a good play, let's look at it together. We can group them. He had lots of good plays, lots of bad. But hey, obviously the good outweighed the bad because AP said, "Hey, baby, you starting."
Yeah, yeah, and I was glad that he came out the day after and did it. Don't make everybody wait, right? Starting practice this week, today or tomorrow. Minshew has to be in there taking reps with the first teamers, man. You didn't see Brock Bowers, you didn't see Devontae Adams, so he's got to get as many reps with those guys as possible, man. That's another thing to keep in mind. While the quarterbacks didn't look good, they also didn't have their top weapons. No excuses, though, right? But, there is some hope because Trey Tucker did show up in this game, man. But let's go ahead.
Hey, man, baller.
Yeah.
Baller.
And you know what? You called him. You have been, calling for that guy since the beginning of training camp. So I'm happy that he's showing out. There was reports of him dropping the ball, but he doesn't look like that. There were a couple of throws that really weren't on him, but just more of a miscommunication. But we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and look at the next play.
Yes, sir. All right, here we got Uncle Rico drops back. Kind of throws it behind Mayers. Should have thrown it on that outside shoulder, leading him to that sideline. But you know what? He was open. The play's there. We just got to get the accuracy down. I mean, if you see it, he's wide open. He breaks out. It's the right read. We just got to work, like I said, on the accuracy. What do you think, Doug?
Well, I think, it's the NFL, so that is wide open. But, I mean, the Cowboys are all around the ball. Look at that. Look at that coverage on all of our guys. I mean, they're everywhere. They're surrounding the ball, man. It's a tight window, man, but he has to get his accuracy up, man. I want to win. Everybody wants to win. That's how we're going to get there, right? I feel like it's not, what we need, man. We need a better pass than that. But it is what it is, bro. That's all I can say.
No, absolutely, man. And I mean, again, looking at it, saying, hey, comes back to that read. I said, the read is clean. Boom. Like you said, that's open in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he leads him to the outside, he catches that, he can turn that up. But it's a simple 5-yard throw.
No, yeah, you got to be able to make that for
we
sure.
have to work on.
Oh, yeah. But that's something he can work on, right? We talk about chemistry a lot on this channel, man. I think that's where he needs to work, is to develop the chemistry with that first teamers. And that's why I'm glad they made the announcement as soon as they did, man. And let's get him in there with the first stringers.
Absolutely. So, guys, again, we said, hey, we're going to get into the next pass. Let's get into the next pass. Here we got Minshew coming out from underneath center. Uses a little play action. Hey, that's a great clean pocket, but that's where we're holding on to the football. And this number 30 kid for the Cowboys had a hell of a game. He was all over the field. He comes down, barrels down on Minshew, and swats it down. This is something I was like, you know what? We got to get rid of the football. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the reads were because I didn't see the deeper part of the play, but I'm like, this has to be a completion, Doug. Using play action, if we're a run-first team, we have to be able to set people up in the box. And with that type of protection, we have to be able to make a completion.
See, here's what I'm going to say. This is where I think Minshew won the job, right? He's looking downfield, right? He already pump faked. He didn't try to force it. You know what I mean? At this point, the play is busted, right? There's nobody open, man, and the pressure's coming, right? So the next step is to get out of the way. But it feels like he was being spied, right? That's a safety, man, isn't it? He's definitely a DB, so he was being spied here. You know what I mean? And that guy came crashing down, man, and it feels like Minshew tried to get the ball high enough. If anything, get that ball up a little bit more, but there's not a lot he can do, man. I think that this is the type of play, though, that gave him the nod. Look, pump action, right? Nobody's there. 30 is already locking him down, man. This is already going to his second read, right? Nothing there. He moves out of the pocket, tries to make a play, but luckily it's not picked off or anything, that goes against us, and it's just an incompletion. So, like I said, dude, it's not pretty. It's very ugly. You know what I mean? The whole game was ugly, but when I'm looking at it, man, that's what I'm seeing. Like he reads, gets out of the pocket, tries to extend the play, nothing there, nothing doing, no turnover though. So I'm not thinking that it's a terrible play. It's just not what we need as a team, to win.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I mean, like we could have hit that running back in the flat earlier in the play, but at the same time, I'm like, it's like you said, you're looking downfield, looking for the big play. I'm like, sometimes you just got to make the quick play, the right play, and let the ball player make the play. Then, like, hey, you're again. I keep saying this. Quarterback, you're a point guard. You're distributing the ball to your guys and letting them make plays for you. We got to let those guys get those opportunities. But I like what you're saying. His ability to extend the play, to look downfield, to challenge people downfield, and to make those types of throws. And he does make big time throws down the field that are anticipatory, and he just needs to build chemistry. Now, let's get into that next play. I think this will be a play that demonstrates that well.
I mean, see, he moves.
Yep, he moves.
He right here. He's setting up. He's trying to find somebody downfield. Eyes downfield. He has the awareness to sense the pressure. Right, stays pointing, directing traffic. Now, bad decision. That everything looked good until there, but you know what? I feel like this is one of those things where he tried to give his guy a shot. Not the best pass. He needed to put it probably more on the sideline. But, Mayer's there to break it up. A lot of times, man, that's what needs to happen. You need your guys, if they want you to give them a chance, you need them to play defense a little bit on some bad throws. So I thought, it could have been an interception, but it could have been a completion, man. But he kept the play alive. I thought that was the most important thing to this play.
And you know what? It's another thing, like you said, he extends the plays. He's great at mobility. That's his double edge right there, where he comes out and extends. And this is, again, where his double edge comes in because of his ability to create with his feet and extend the pocket. You try to make some throws, and it's all right. That's what you're going to get. I mean, like, we want a guy that's going to make some of those throws. You have to make some of those in the game. It's going to be 50-50 balls where you got to trust your guy to make the ball or to make the play and get that football. And he trusted Mayer there to go get that football as a 50-50 ball. And he's like, hey, man, I'm going to give my guy a shot to make the play.
I mean, right there, you said it, 50-50, man. You know what I mean? And it turned out to not hurt us. You know what I mean? You'd love to see that. You'd love to see that catch. And Adams might make that catch. You know what I mean? Bowers might make that catch. You know what I mean? That's what we need, too, is from these guys. They're going to have to catch those 50-50 balls. Be aggressive, Don't allow the cornerback to undercut, come back a little bit sooner, too. It's not all on Minshew, man. He's out there, trying to extend the play out on a limb. You know what I mean? You got to come back a little bit sooner. Some of those guys got to come back a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and that's something that you teach in the scramble drill. You work back towards the football, and that's, again, something you build with time and chemistry. They don't get that with AOC. AOC is not a guy that extends the plays outside the pocket and extends from sideline to sideline. He's a guy that sits in the pocket, and once he feels pressure, he crumbles.
See, now that you said that, man, I recorded the Only Nation podcast, so please go check that out, onlynationpodcast.com. But look, this is how I see it, and I know people don't like when I bring up Derek Carr, but let's just use Derek Carr as a measuring stick right here, right? In 2014, when Derek Carr came in, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, two pocket passers, would stand in the pocket and eat you alive and win Super Bowls, right? That was the prototypical quarterback in 2014, right? Halfway through Derek Carr's career, you see Patrick Mahomes take over. Lamar Jackson's becoming an MVP, both mobile quarterbacks. In the middle of Derek Carr's career, you saw a shift in the NFL to where it necessitates, a mobile quarterback, man. And is Minshew that exciting, electrifying arm? Not really. You know what I mean? But this is how I see it. With what Minshew brings you with 2 years on his contract, right? You let AOC sit unless everything goes wrong this year, and then you bring him in. But if everything goes right, you let him sit, and if it goes right, you keep Minshew for the second year and see what happens. But then you got AOC on his last year of his contract to prove himself. You know what I mean? Under Luke Getsy. I think that's going to be key, too, for this team. You got to keep Luke Getsy, all right? You can't just keep changing coaches, changing offensive coordinators. we talk about consistency, and it starts at the top. So Mark Davis needs to keep it consistent. But like I said, I think that even though Minshew's not this elite quarterback at all, he still is more towards the prototypical quarterback.
I agree with you. I think right now he's in a developmental stage. I mean, and again, when you're young and you don't want to make mistakes, you tend to be more cautious. You tend to be more predictable. So I think once he develops under Minshew gives us that added dimension. Minshew gives us that mobility as a defensive coordinator when you have to account for that. That's why you see the spy. Now, my question is going to be every time Minshew has a spy, he needs to be like, hey, man, that takes a guy out of coverage.
Exactly what I was going to say. If that's kind of what you want, right? Because if you don't got a spy, then somebody's getting double covered, right? So if Minshew's moving around, they have to spy him. You know what I mean? And you got a bunch of one-on-one matchups. So you hit it on the nail right there, bro. That's why it's key to have a mobile quarterback these days.
Well, and you always have to adjust for that as a coordinator. Now, another thing too, let's be realistic. We have a lot of quarterbacks that are mobile and great during the regular season. Lamar Jackson being one, right? Lamar Jackson, great during the regular season, yet disappears in the postseason. What we need is a guy that extends when it needs to be extended, but can also function within the system and, create within the system. But we're starting to break them down and start talking about what we want to see in the system. So right. Let's get back to it, Let's get back to the films, guys.
All right, here we go with his final incompletion of this one.
Oh, now, that's that deep in. Yeah. Man, we have to hit that right there. He drops back. He hits that.
He's wide open.
He's wide open. He gets a 10-yard in. Bam, it should be there. Now, ball's a little high.
I don't know if it's high on the
let me see.
On the broadcast, they said that he tripped. So I mean, like I said, it does feel like he tripped, but it'd been nice if it had been a little bit lower, then he could have handled it. But this is, it's a game of inches, man. But this stuff can be worked on. I mean, it's damn close right there. It looks like he's already falling forward. But this is kind of what the night looked like. Again, you can see all the Cowboys. They're all where they need to be. They're making it tough for the quarterback. You know what I mean? Which is what we want to see from our defense. So no excuses. But it's just one of those bad throws that you really can't help because the guy fell down.
Absolutely. And here's the thing too, Doug. Like when we were talking about it, we said, hey, this defense was really going to show what we can do on offense. The Cowboys defense is loaded. They're a no-joke defense. They got guys all over the field. This is what they bring. And this is what we saw. Hey, we went against a really good defense. Now we need to see what adjustments we need to make and how we're going to take advantage of our personnel. I understand that Powers didn't play. I understand that Devontae Adams didn't play. But it doesn't mean that we can't produce on this level without those guys. We have to produce at a high level regardless of who's in. Those guys need to step up and make plays for the Raiders.
Absolutely. I agree. But let's go ahead and move on to Minshew's completions. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Here we got him going play action, guys. So that's going to be, hey, he hits the short guy. We get him. Tucker turns up. Hey, not a big game, but it's a completion. And it gets us closer to the sticks, guys. That gets it's 2.5. Now, I feel like Tucker could have broke that.
Right.
And if Tucker breaks that, we're talking about a big-time gain. And sometimes, hey, you have to make that throw. He's open.
Well, I mean, it was a good throw. This is not on Minshew, all right?
Nope.
You wanted Minshew to check down. He checked down, right? Actually, that might actually be a design play. But he hit the guy in the flat, right? So DJ Turner has to make this play. You got to make this guy miss, okay? You got to make that guy miss. High-level players, high-level offenses, they make people miss. This is something that you can't get ankle tackled here. All right, this
Yeah,
is
you can't get tackled by the first guy, by
yeah,
one
this is
guy.
something that really just kind of, I guess, shows what the Raider Nation or the Raiders were dealing with. They couldn't get free. There was all kinds of weird screens. It was just you got to make that play, man. You got to jump that guy. Of course, a bunch of the Cowboys are right there after that. But if you can make that jump, you might get closer to the sideline and get that first down. At least get us in the 3rd and 1. So for me, Minshew got the ball out on time. The play was designed to hit DJ Turner. Minshew did his job. Turner has to make that guy miss and get the extra couple of yards.
No, I got you. I'm there with you. That's why I said, I'm like, he has to make that guy miss. Can't be tackled by the first guy. Shoot. Let's get into Gardner's next completion, my brother.
Let's go.
All right, we got Gardner dropping back. He hits it. He sees it, man. Hey, this is an absolute strike. This is exactly what the Raiders are designed to do. Hey, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, bam. It ball's there. Ball's out. Hey, mittens. Let's get a first down, baby. 3rd down and 3. Quick game. I expect the Raiders to run this quick game just like this with the big body tight ends that we have that we can create mismatches in the secondary with. What do you think, Doug?
Right here, man. The key to this play is that big offensive wall, that wall right there. That the offensive line created a nice wall, kept people out of his face, gave him the time to hit that on a 3rd down. You know what I mean? So I thought that the offensive line should definitely get a lot of credit during this play, man. And of course, Mayers makes a big catch, to get the first down. I think that this is, and you've watched him, he leads them. You know what I mean? He made a really good pass right there. And doubled coverage, you know what I mean? For the first down. This is exactly what we need. It's not just his legs, man. It's his arm. But, of course, all 11 have to do their job. And the 5 on the front, line did their job, which allowed Minshew to hit Mayer for the first down.
Absolutely, brother. So, guys, let's get into the next play. Here, next completion.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
All right, here we go. He drops back, man. He sees him wide open on the left side. This is an absolute dime to the sideline, man. This is exactly where the ball should be placed for Tucker to make a big time play. And Doug, take it over for a second. My dog is scratching like crazy.
Don't worry about it. Nobody can hear it.
All right, brother.
But I love this, man. I love this play, dude. I thought that it was right where it needed to be. It would have been nice to see the last pass, or a couple of passes like this earlier that we talked about, like the one to Mayer, that was deflected. It would have been nice to see it more towards the sideline. But he can make the pass, you know what I mean? Left, right, up the middle, man. The guy is cool in the pocket. He's calm. He just keeps playing, I like that about him, man. The most important thing for me, man, Raider Nation, is that, like I said, Minshew brings an added dimension. And he can still stand in the pocket, man, which I think is something that, watching Derek Carr for the last 9 years, everybody knew that Derek Carr needed to run more. So, like I said, Minshew is not necessarily the be all end all, the absolute answer for this team, but he is this year's answer, and I'm gonna get behind him, man. I think that he has a lot of potential. I know there's a lot of talk about Minshew's ceiling, but you know what? A lot of talk is going around right now about how Plunkett, Rich Gannon, the numbers for Minshew compared to Gannon are comparable when Gannon came to the Raiders. So I'm hoping it turns into something like that. But no matter what, I think it's still the best option for us this year to win.
No, absolutely. I think what Gardner Minshew proved in the first game was his ability to separate himself by making big time plays when the opportunity arose. He challenges a defense. He throws difficult balls. He throws balls down the field. He stretches us. He gives that 3rd dimension with his feet. Those are the things that are going to allow us to win games when tough situations come and when things break down. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Gardner can do, man. I'm literally excited to see his creativity, and I'm scared to death at the same time. But you know what? It's Raider season, baby. What can you say? Let's get to that next completion, Doug. Here we got Gardner Minshew dropping back. Comes to the top of his drop. You see the quick game to the outside. I'd be like, I really don't like the way we're calling the screen game so much, and it's not being successful, but it's part of stopping the rush and controlling the defense. Completion, Doug, again, not a big play, but a completion.
Yeah, I didn't like the screen call either on 1st and 10. Go down the field, hand it off. You know what I mean? If you want to negate that rush, then do a little handoff. Get that running back there in the backfield in the shotgun with Minshew, and let's do that. I thought that there were a couple of screen plays that just looked ugly, and again, the Cowboys are just flying all over the field, man. So I wasn't really happy with this play call. I think that it's important. It was important for Getsy to put on a good performance against Mike McCarthy, who's his mentor, as we've been talking about, man. I wanted to see him really do that, but it feels like Mike McCarthy might have had Getsy's number, so hopefully Getsy kind of learns from that and doesn't necessarily rely on the screen or the little flat passes, man, because it felt like the Cowboys were just dropping back and keeping their eyes on the quarterback and just running to the ball. So I would like to see better play calling from Luke Getsy.
I definitely see what you're saying. It looks like they were reading the book.
Yeah.
Basically, they said, hey, we know that we're going to take this away, and we know what you're going to do, and we're going to react to it, and we're going to attack. And they basically took everything away, and then, reacted and attacked.
Hey,
again,
their defense did what they were supposed to do. The Cowboys defense did what they're supposed to do. Like I said earlier, we want our defense to do that. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
Now we're talking about it right there. We were even talking about it, iron sharpening iron. Now it's like, whoa, okay, is the fact that our offense is not so good, does that hurt the defense? Like it seems to have during this preseason, so because now the offense plays a good defense and they can't do anything, and our defense can't even stop the Cowboys. So let's see what happens, week 1. You know what I mean? But it's kind of throwing everything in the air as far as offense and defense.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's like you said, if our offense had struggling, no wonder our defense looks great in preseason. If we look bad, you don't get a good look, things like that. But again, hey, preseason, nothing to worry about. Things are going to happen. Let's get into the next play, baby.
Let's go.
So here we got Uncle Rico drops back.
Now you got hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you right here, brother. I know you were about ready to go off, but I wanted to point this out. You see this arrow right here? This is why Minshew is the quarterback that we need, right? He can learn, right? Last episode we were talking about Minshew running to the right all the time. Where does he run here? Boom, to the left. Okay, so Minshew is the type of quarterback that can adjust, right? That is a key play right there, moving to the left, especially considering it looks like he has a lot of people spying him. So if you move it up and go to the left, man, he got a good little run on the pass completion right here, pass on the run completion, but it was not a great pass, though. But at least he got out of the pocket to the left. I like seeing that.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Like, if you see there, we got Tucker, we got Mayer in the same spot. Again, I don't know if this is a play call thing, if we're not running the right routes, what's going on. Early in the play, you got guys wide open. He extends the play, and it's like you said, not a great play, but he extends the play. We get a completion. It makes that into a third and manageable, not a 3rd and 15. That gets us 7 yards. That makes it 3rd and 8. 3rd and 50 or 3rd and 15, not so hard. 3rd and 8, I know it's an extended 3rd down, but guess what? It's better than a sack.
Absolutely.
It's better than, an incompletion. So, hey, I agree with you there, brother. Gardner Minshew rolling to his left. A lot of people said he doesn't like to do it, but guess what? In this game, he definitely showed the ability to do that.
Right. That's part of what helped him win this job. Is that he shows that he can make adjustments. So he is coachable. You know what I mean? He's smart. He understands the concepts, and he's got the legs. So I'm excited about it. But we can go ahead and get into this last completion and then finish up on Minshew real quick.
All right.
Let's see. Here we go.
Here, Gardner Minshew drops.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Well, I guess we're going to have to skip it because I knew something got messed up. Technical difficulties, Raider Nation. This is AOC's first completion.
Oh, this is AOC's first completion. Okay, so we're gonna drop back. Boom. You got AOC hitting the receiver, Christian Wilkerson coming across. Man, you know what? The kid has arm talent. He made some throws in some tight windows again. Man, he has high accuracy. Every single time he throws the ball, the one thing that he's limited on is mobility. And he needs experience. Guys, we should be excited to see this kid continue to grow. I mean, that was an absolute tight window. I saw it in the game. That window was tight, brother. What do you think about that throw?
I think it's a great throw. Look, he steps back. Let's see. Let's let it run right through. He drops back, steps up, makes a good throw between 3 defenders. I mean, that's a hell of a ball, man. That he put the zip on it right there, man. I think it's a great throw. Like I said, man, I don't want to sound like O'Connell is not a good quarterback. He's just young. He doesn't have the experience that we need to win right now. And that's what Coach AP said. He wants to win now, hit the ground running. And that's, while this could be the future, it's just not right now. But it's a great throw, bro. Great throw.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's where I see, man. I see a developmental kid that has a ton of potential. It's like you said, look, we got a guy that we signed for 2 years, $15 million. That's $7.5 million. He's not a high-end guy. You have another developmental guy, and what this does too is give you the ability. If you think that Aiden needs more competition, you can draft another quarterback next year.
Yeah.
We took the route of best player available. I think we took the best route that we could, and it doesn't mean that we're not planning for the future. This is where Raider Nation needs to get out of the win now, and we get into the build now. We got to build for the future. We get the best player available this draft, best player available next draft. Then we'll have a loaded team.
I don't know, bro. Coach AP says he wants to win now. It doesn't feel like the team is on a rebuild mode. And like I said,
it's not rebuild.
Yeah,
it's not rebuild because you got to think they're not rebuilding. But I'm like, I see a 10-win team, maybe at max. I'm looking 10 to 9 wins this year.
I mean, that's a tall order right there, man. I'd love to see it. You know what I mean? I'm known for calling 10 wins every year, right? Because you need 10 wins to even have a chance to get in the playoffs. And 10 wins doesn't even guarantee you a chance to get in the playoffs, man. So it's definitely the target for all teams, man. But, like I said, one thing I want to point out real quick as we get into these AOC plays, man, I think it's important for Raider Nation to understand that AOC was McDaniel's guy, okay? That's the other thing, man. So they had to get their guy. But I think it really goes down to McDummy thought he was the next Tom Brady, and he's not, which was unfair to Aiden O'Connell. But he's a good quarterback, so let's go ahead and keep on going through these plays.
Yes, sir. Here we got AOC dropping back. He reads the field, throws an absolute dime to the sideline, protects his receiver, first down. This is another key throw, man. I mean, when he's on time, Doug, it's a great throw. I'd be like, he protects his receiver, puts it on the spot. I'd be like, what more can you ask from the kid?
Okay, so you're the coach right here.
Yep.
Is he throwing off his back foot?
That,
you know what I mean? It felt like that could have been a little bit more.
I don't like that. You see how his hips, how that back foot came all the way across? I personally don't like that. Now, I don't know how they teach that, because what I would teach is and I don't like the way his feet are placed, but again, it's a completion. And I couldn't tell you right there how they're teaching it. So if that's the way they're teaching it, because it's like bam, bam, you see right there, I would tell him, hey, transfer that weight.
Yeah.
And turn, and then but I just don't like the way the hip swings through, because sometimes when that hip swings through, it's just higher in accuracy, man.
I think that's kind of what the coaches were looking at, small things like that. Not that Minshew's perfect, right? But again, going back to the experience, and the mobility, being able to extend the play and not make stupid ass mistakes, right? He's prone to mistakes, but they're not always stupid. It looks ugly, man. But I think that's one of the main reasons why AOC did not get the nod this year.
I think the main reason that he didn't get the nod. Hey, do you remember what AP said?
Go ahead,
I
tell
want
me.
you to protect football.
Yeah,
We need a guy that's going to put you in a position to make big time plays and to like make wins. I don't feel like AOC put us in that position in the second game. He was with the second team. He could have attacked the second team. Now, if he would have came out and put 14 points on the second team, then we can say, hey, you know what? There's something to the sauce.
right.
But he didn't come out and produce. He came out. It was flat, straight across the board. And then you throw a pick six.
All right, that's a
No.
tease for later. Make sure you stay tuned to watch that video, and we'll break that down. But so let's go ahead, brother. Yeah, you ready to take to the next video?
Yep, let's take it to the next one.
All right.
Oh man, here we got AOC. He drops back. Hey, this is what we're talking about with his footwork. Okay, this is terrible footwork, great completion, but the way that his feet were planted, that's bullshit. Like no way transfer. He's going off his back foot. He's backpedaling, using all arm strength. This is things that he needs to work on. I get he got the completion again. We're looking at. I'm looking at the mechanics. The mechanics were bad on that.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, I think that's what cost him the job. But man, all that is coachable, and he has the poise in the pocket. He can learn footwork. That's all coachable. So, like I said, I just want to see Minshew for at least a year, maybe two, depending on if we win or not. And then we decide if we're going to re-sign Minshew, right? Or we let AOC go in his fourth year and figure out what we're going to do from there. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next play, bro.
Let's go. All right, man. Here we got play action. He again reads it short to deep. Tight end's open. Touchdown. Simple, man. Tight end walks in. Great play design. I'd be like, the guy's wide open. Great read. That's what happens when great play design and the players execute. I'd be like, even with pressure in his face, look, now he steps into it. Now he got good mechanics.
Right.
Well,
Even though he stutter stepped a little bit, that's what I'm saying. Is he stutter steps a little bit, right? That's not something you want to see, right? See how he did that little stutter step. If he commits, then it's a touchdown. But and if it weren't, then you would be saying, man, that's where he has to drive the ball, right?
Yep, and it looks like short, choppy steps here. Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
Bam. But I don't know whether it's if they're going 5-step drop on that 3-step. It looks like a 3-step. It's going to be 3 to 5. And then, hey, at 5. And why did you shorten them up if you got pressure in your face? You should definitely not shorten up your steps. You should be trying to gain, depth.
Yeah.
Distance from the defender. So, again, little things that he can work on. But again, sophomore year, guy with a ton of talent. And, hey, he made the completion and got the tutty.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you need. Red zone, right? You got to score points. So right there, I thought, all right, cool. Maybe we're coming back. But it just didn't work out that way. But, at least he can throw the touchdown in the flat, right? It's just all simple stuff that you can fix with him. So, he's got a chance.
Absolutely, brother. All right, man. Let's get into the next play. Here we got AOC dropping back. He's reading the field. See him work in the pocket. Great protection by the offensive line. This is where the offensive line is making their money. Boom, he finds Trey Tucker. This is what we were expecting with him and Minshew on that play. Make the first guy miss. Get a first down.
Right. Man, what I love about this right here, man, is the pocket presence. Like I said, this is something that's harder to teach right here. Look at that. 1 read, 2 reads, 3 reads, right? 4th read, he goes to his 4th option.
That's the safety valve. Boom.
So good completion. That's what DJ Turner, like you said, should have done earlier.
Yep.
1 read. Go ahead.
2 reads. 10-3, yep. And then he sees the safety valve, makes the first guy miss, does a little spin, hoop-de-hoop, takes the guy. It's a first down, baby. I love it. I love it, man. That's the exact thing we need from our guys that get the ball. You said it. I said it earlier in the show. The quarterback is the point guard. His job is to make it to get it to his playmakers. Once he gets it there, it is the playmaker's job to make people miss and to get yak, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Boom.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's get into the next play, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yo, so we got play action here. He's gonna go levels concept.
Uh-oh, that's where the mess
This
up
is the
was.
same one.
Yep.
Okay.
Technical
Hey guys,
difficulties.
All right, guys, here we got him. He drops back. He's reading the field. He throws the ball here to the flat. This is one thing with Aiden O'Connell. When he throws that ball to the flat, I really feel like he floats it out there to guys and puts them in a bad spot. Be like, ball is high. You should be putting this ball down. You got to defend your guy. Plus, you got Christian Wilkins right there running the slant.
Yeah.
Why not throw it to a guy that his job is to catch the football?
You know, last week we were talking about hospital balls, right? This is not as bad as the one Minshew served up, but this is that hospital ball right there. That could have taken out a knee right there. But, you know, I think the pocket thing right here, we talked about stepping up into the left. It'd been nice to see him step up into the left, but you can see the defensive end right there, and then he moved, so he kind of closed it down. I guess you couldn't have stepped up, but, you know, it's not, I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's not good, it's not bad. Like we said, it hasn't been pretty at all, man. So it's kind of hard to gauge, you know, these kind of plays, man, because that's not what you want to see. You know, that's not what you can't do that to win games, man. And again, it felt like, you know, all the Cowboys were just dropping back and looking forward, keeping everything in front of them, and Getsy couldn't scheme anything to get anybody open. It's either that or we have no depth, man, which could be a major concern.
That I think you might be right on both. Who knows? But at the same time, we're going to go through it with the season. We're going to take it down by game and break it down and bring it to you guys live and raw. That's what we're doing here right now, guys. You guys see all the good, all the bad, the ugly. This is what we're trying to do. Bring Raider Nation into the booth, looking at it, breaking down plays, breaking down what these guys are doing, and bringing you guys a coach's perspective, right? So, guys, stay engaged all season long, and we will be referring back to these shows that we started all season long because guess what? We've pretty much been on point on a lot of things. Now, guys, let's get into the next play. Here we got AOC dropping back. This is the big ball, man. He is nowhere near Trey Tucker. If you saw one with Minshew. I know we didn't do it earlier in the show, but Minshew had one where he threw it to Tucker, and it was an anticipatory throw. Tucker didn't turn back and see it. This was just a complete overthrow of a wide open receiver that won a one-on-one on the bottom.
Again, I think it goes back to his footwork, right? You look at him throwing, you know, off of that back foot, right? Or when he steps up, he's almost opening up, right? It's almost like a baseball player that has that open stance that opens up and hits, you know, to hit the inside pitch. I feel like that is all footwork right there. And yeah, Minshew had the same play or a similar play, but, you know, what I can say is I like that he tried to attack the sideline. You know what I mean? He didn't step into it to put it where it needed to be. You know, and he's almost leaning back. So I think that's what cost him the accuracy on that throw is that he was leaning back.
Like what I'm looking at is the mechanics, and again, I don't like the hip rotation that he gets. When he's bringing the hip rotation like that, I'm like, I don't think he needs it on that play. He has a big enough cannon to just sit back, and it has to be a throw where he's not trying to like ump it all out. He throws that ball. Most quarterbacks in the league can throw it about 45 yards in the air, at least. So why not just come back there, boom, get it on rhythm, and crank it out there to the spot? You don't have to, it's an anticipatory throw. He's throwing it to a spot, throw it there, boom, let him catch it, get underneath. But again, I think he was trying to force a lot of deep balls. And when you're trying to force things and you're trying to throw it big and show off that, hey, man, I can do this, man, sometimes your mechanics fail you. Sometimes you revert back to bad habits. If I see him every single time he plants his foot, Doug, it looks like a really pretty ball. Every single time that foot rotates forward, I see a high amount of inaccuracy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Here we go. He drops back, steps up in the pocket, is holding on to the football, overthrows Christian Wilkins. This is just a straight out overthrow. You got to get yourself together. I'll be like, he steps up in the pocket and really cranks this out. I don't understand why he feels like he has to throw the ball so hard and then step up in the pocket right there. It's not a deep throw. I'll be like, and if you wanted to, you could read it short to deep. But again, Doug, this is something that he needs to work on and something that can be worked on with a ton of reps, a ton of practice, and just getting it together.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's the location is not terrible, right? I mean, except that it was high, but I mean, he was trying to fit it in that little window. You know what I mean? He's taking chances. You know, he has the courage, but yeah, he has some time. Maybe he rushed that throw a little bit, right? Felt like he could have,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Might have rushed it a little bit, and it got away from him. But then again, catch the ball. Catch the damn ball.
True that.
Okay? You got to, I mean, it touched his hands. You got to make this catch. You got to help your quarterback out and make that catch.
Absolutely. If it's in your radius, they always tell a receiver, if it's in your radius, it should be a catch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I felt like the Raiders receivers this game, there is some 50-50 balls that they could have attacked and got, but we weren't aggressive enough.
Yeah.
We weren't attacking the football. It's like we didn't want it. I'm like, and again, you want receivers that want it. But let's get into the next play, Doug.
Let's go.
All right, here we got AOC.
Oh, yeah.
He's
This is
gonna
a 2-point
let's play
conversion.
action. Yep. You see him use play action. He works his reads from left to right. But come on, man. How are you going to throw it into a complete double team? You're going to overthrow your like 6'7" tight end, and it could be like, okay, no, this is the situation. Look at the top. You got a defender that has
Oh,
fallen.
man.
You
He's
got a
wide
guy
open.
over there saying, "Hello,
Hey!
I'm wide open."
Yeah.
This is again the inexperience, and hey, you know what? I don't understand why he came down all the way across. You have three guys working the opposite side of the field.
Well, to be fair though, look at the defender. So he had to make that decision almost before the
Immediately.
snap of the ball. You know what I mean, and make that top receiver his first read in order to get that off. In my mind, they were trying to duplicate what they did earlier in the flat with a tight end, but the Cowboys weren't falling for it. I mean, they're well coached apparently, right?
I
But
mean,
it's definitely a missed
it's almost like they
opportunity.
knew our playbook.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, could be a coaching decision too, right? Go for the field goal. I know it's preseason, and you want to try some things, so we'll chalk it up to that, right? But in the regular season, you got to help your quarterback out as a coach and tie the game. So that's another thing to look at.
Yep. No, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. You have to make good coaching decisions, and I mean, like, a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, it's preseason," and it's preseason. I get it, but you have to teach your guys how to win. You got to give them that taste of victory.
Yep.
And that, is going to make a big difference for them. So, Doug, let's get into that next play, my brother.
Let's go.
Here we got AOC. Dope. Say play.
Golly, man.
Technical difficulties, guys.
They're like, get it
All right,
together, Doug. I'm trying.
Guys, this is the pick six. This right here was telegraphed. He stared the guy down. Hey, here, You see him. I get it right there. Reed, but he's right next to him. He's right next to him. And you're going to put it in a spot where the defender, where the guy can't even shield it with his body. You have to put it in a spot where the guy can shield it. Come on now, man. I mean, like he gets and literally as soon as he looks right, he just comes back to his left and 84. He guns down 84. He's like, I'm just gonna sling it right there. And this guy jumps the right. I mean, the guy was 4 yards away, and he makes this pick six. And I think that play right there was the play that sealed the deal for AP and said, you know what? I gotta go with Gardner.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Gardner Minshew throw a pass almost like this. It just got deflected. So it could have hurt Gardner too. You know what I mean? But the what hurt AOC the most in this play is that these are third stringers, second stringers. You know what I mean? And if you want to hit the ground running right there, man, you cannot give points away, right? When you score a touchdown in the red zone and then you give a pick six away, you negate those points. So, just the inexperience, bro, I think is what's costing AOC.
And you're right. Inexperience is costing them, and inability to create is costing them. Now, what I would tell you is this: Raider Nation, be excited. You ask for a gunslinger, you're gonna get one. You're gonna get the sexiest mustache out there in Raider Nation with the double-barreled shotgun coming in. Rico Suave, Uncle Rico's gonna show you how to
Minshew
take you
Mania.
down. It's gonna take over Raider Nation. You're gonna see Homer Minshew killing it. Killing it.
Okay, all right. Put me in, coach. Put me in, man. You want to go to the playoffs? Let's go, coach. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm gonna deliver that ball on time. I'm gonna step into the throw. All right. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make it through my progressions. Okay. And I'm gonna study hard, coach. Put me in. I'm ready. Let's go. All right.
Yes,
so,
sir.
as you were saying, though, it's only preseason, Raider Nation. We want to win, though. As a fan base, I think AP wants to win too, man. I think that he's making the decisions he thinks is necessary, and let's just hope it's not Homer Minshew that wanted Minshew to be the quarterback, right? It's just Raider Homer that wanted a quarterback that can help us win, man. So that's all that AP was going for, I believe, man. And again, if you're an AOC fan, man, hey, let him sit there and learn, right? Let's get consistent as an organization, and let's make sure that we keep Luke Getsy. Don't get rid of Luke Getsy after year one or year two. If you're talking about building, let him build up a team, that fits his offense, man. He just needs to work on a few things. But then again, this is preseason, so a lot of it is vanilla offense, man. I'm excited to see what this team can do with Dante Adams in there, with Brock Bowers in there. I'm really excited about this season, man, because why not? I'm a Raider fan, right? You know what I mean? What's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to lose again, right? I'm still going to be a Raider fan. You're still going to be a Raider fan. So keep on coming back here to Section 105 Media Network and tuning in to Sideline, man, because we are going to try to bring you our opinions, in a reactionary type way for these games all season long, man. Will, I know you went to Seattle, man, representing the Raider Nation, man. I'm glad to see you out there doing your thing, bro. How was your trip to Seattle real quick?
Hey, man, it was absolutely great. ATBH, Seattle, Portland, Spokane. We saw Seattle Wrecking Crew. We saw uh, Northeast Raiders. I mean, Seattle's a beautiful city, man. A great time. Guys, we are starting to build great events for summertime. Homer and I covered Denver. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to be working on great things with Denver. It's going to be bigger, better, and always Raider loaded. Guys, this was a great event in the Northwest. Seattle's a great city. If you guys get a chance, go down, check it out. I'll be really Raider friendly. We went down to Lumix Field. We were sitting there eating a Seattle dog and got surrounded by Raiders fans.
Oh boy, look, I'm reading it. Your device ran into a problem and needs to restart. So you heard from Will. I'm going to close out the show tonight. Man, my computer technical difficulties. You got to love it, Raider Nation, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. We'll be back next week. Man, looking forward. Well, I mean, they're not going to start. Nobody's playing on the first team this against the 49ers. But I'm pretty sure me and Will are going to want to come and, give you a look at who we would like to see make the team and who we would like to see avoid the cuts. So tune in. Go to Will's X account. He's at Silver and Black Radio Podcast. You can follow him there. And you can follow him at Silver and Black Radio Podcast on IG and YouTube. Hey, and in Seattle, shout out to Skylar, man. I know that she's going through some stuff right now. We got you in our prayers. With that being said, Raider Nation, be sure to tune in next week. Oh, yeah. I can't do my outro. All right. What a nightmare.